Déjenme llegar a la parte de... bueno, nos quedamos en este y vamos a terminar de ver, ahora sí, toda la parte que es medular de los casos de estudio. Entonces, the case study, this as the slide says, we have to invest a lot of time in the... Why? Because there are some assumptions that we can make and some arguments that we can provide. So it depends on the field that we are developing in the business. Probably the information that we require will be deeper. So the perspective of the case of study is to know about more the perspective of the product or a service. So it could be in a different way. So if you are doing it otherwise, it's not going to have the impact that we are expecting. So remember that in these cases of studies, the principal member or the principal person that we have to target is the audience. The audience related with the consumption of these products and services. So what about this? Probably you may give them some specific product, and probably you're going to test it with them. Probably you're going to ask them to try it and taste it and prove it in their homes, and you're going to give a period to evaluate the main characteristics of that item. So remember that in this case of study, you have to include also research, interviews, probably some observations of the people who are using the product. In this case of studies, most of the time you have to write. And in that writing is why the names comes, because you are writing everything that is happening in that moment, that precise moment when you are trying this consumer in order to have an impact on the product. So most of the time, you have to write a little history of that kind of experiences that you are acquiring or gathering from the persons who are trying your products. So most of the time, this kind of studies includes as questionnaires, probably some interviews, probably more research, and some data that it is important that they observe in the time that they are trying their products or services. So in this case of study, as I said, it's a total assessment of the product that is completed as possible. So you have to test it that your product is good enough or bad enough or needs some modifications, or probably you need to do something that satisfies the client of the products. So, okay, right now, some of these cases of studies probably are more often with people who are trying to open a new business, probably the startups, probably these companies that we call them as my pymes. So they are trying to starting a new lines of products, or probably they already established it in the business, but they require by itself to observe how is the market, better says, what is the market possibilities and the obstacles that we are facing or that we will face in the future. Probably the obstacles and the requirements that we need to set down, or probably all the things that are uncontrollable that we have to face you. So all this is a big understanding, because we have to understand the strengths and, as it says, the unique insights. So a wide variety of research techniques. So that will be in a result of better decision taking in these cases of study. So remember that most of the cases the student has to be not successful, and probably most of them are unsuccessful. So it is depends. It doesn't matter if the case study is good or is failure, because most of the time we have to have both. So it just depends most on you, okay? So probably in this case, probably, I don't know if you have a specific company you want to work with, but as I see, you have your homework, the first homework, So probably you have information about the all of these things that is required in the case of studies. So most of these cases of studies is when you relate everything with the normal life, the current life. So probably in this case, we have to taste as in a figure companies. We're going to figure out everything in this. So the case of studies most of the time is in the currently market in the real world. So just try to think about this, because most of these cases of studies are expected to come from the startups, many pymes, my pymes, and some companies that are established. So as you see, every single company is including this case of study. So most of the books that are in our hands, if you see them, probably they have at the end of each chapter they have some cases of study. So that will be as an example to make an overview in these books and see how is the structure of a study case. Probably you can take some some of these examples, and probably he's going to help you to determine if you want to do a case of study, or probably you are more defined to do with some questionnaires or interviews. This is part of the activities that business research has to do. So just trying to find a book and try to see how the case studies are the structure and see what they are pointing. So this is one of the examples that I can give you right now. So at the last part of the of this business research comes the competitive analysis. This competitive analysis, of course, you have already all the information that you are gathering from the from different sources. So as the slide says, it's a puzzle. So you have information from that place, from the other place, from there, from where. So you have a diverse information. But right now is the moment to make a competitive analysis. What is important information right now? So it is good and valuable to have it, but in this moment we have to analyze them and apply it. So some people hearing this competitive analysis, probably they don't know how to read all the information, or probably they don't see how to put all the puzzles in order and make a specific figure, or depict or do something that is related with the business by itself. So in order to describe this information, so this competitive analysis is going to help you. It's going to help us to determine whether the marketplace has a big, as the presentation says, it has a big enough opportunity to enter, or if you should carve out a new niche somewhere else. So this is the competitive analysis. So remember, it's going to determine whether the marketplace has a big opportunity, or you have to find somewhere else to open your market. So there is a specific example here about the YouTube gaming channels. So this is, if you read the some cases of YouTube channels in all the these areas, it says that it's difficult because these niche areas of gaming, not only YouTube have it. So diverse platforms are working in that part of this gaming, but some of them, some of the people that are using it, or the customers, says that if they found success because they are that kind of games that probably they used to play. So, but probably some of them, they say that it's not possible to do that actions in the platform. Probably there are some platforms that are better than YouTube, and probably they are specific by gaming. So in this case, was the information is divided. So we have to see how's it going with the pass of the time. So So we can say that YouTube is a super saturated or oversaturated market. So most of the time, all the people who wants to or attempting to make it famous or gain some famous in this area, probably they'll upload all the videos in the in YouTube. But probably we have different paths to reach that success. So just you have to pay attention in what the competition doing. But most of the time, probably if all the people are immersed in this platform, probably they can see the other platform. So probably we are closing or we are put an obstacles to verify if there are more chances or opportunity to find someone else that is better. So in this way, competitive analysis takes many forms. One thing is the keyword analysis that make me feel that I'm going to make an interpretation of the full information. I put it everything in order, and I'm going to use all the information to have more specific, detailed data. So I am going to be able to work with reliable information plus a good decision taking. So what other things we can see in a competitive analysis? Well, in this case, most of the time we can achieve that the people who are using our products or services will provide us more information about how this can say that a deeper information about our product. Probably they have suggestions, and probably it's going to give you more ideas to innovate my product. So what else is going to give us the competitive analysis? Of course, we have to point the financial information because in this moment, those the financial information is one of the bases of all companies. So according with our information, the companies' balance sheets, we have to compare it and see where is our opportunities to minimize costs or to improve in the conditions that we are providing the services that it's going to result in something better and benefits from the company. What else we can say about this? To improve our understanding about what the clients want, and also the clients and the suppliers. So according with these 4 points that I gave you, you can realize that all of them are a key element in the competitive analysis. So now I gave you all this information right now in order to that we can taste something. So once we have already everything, the 5 steps, and also as I said, the competitive analysis, we have to try everything on the market. So we have to taste it. We have to taste it. So it is this tasting is really on the field. So there are different types of testing, but remember that if we are going to taste in the market, it's because we have already all the information by ourselves, but also we want to see if all the information that is in that analysis that comes from the customers is has an impact. So there is a diverse ways to tasting the market. Most of these tasting products or services we can find sometimes outside in the streets. I don't know if you have the chance or the opportunity to be one of the samples of some companies. When you are outside your houses and probably you are in the supermarket, somebody asks you, okay, can you taste my product? And they give you a sample. And after that, they ask you to write something or to answer some questions. So that would be good. That would be good. But also there are another times, another things that we can taste a product or a service or a business. Because probably some of these business that we want to settle, probably in this testing we can find some discoveries. So probably we have to test this in platforms, so you are able to email it the information, and probably you will receive some differences about the answers that you want that the customer reply. But in this case, it is still the testing. So both of them are good. Both of them are good examples that, as the slide says, allows each business to do or work in new designs in comparison that probably the product or their services that they were using in the market, probably they want to improve it. And when you do all of these things, you are doing a good work. Why? Because before dropping your money, because you don't have any research, it's more smart, educate to have everything in order. So when you have the information and trying the field, it is easy to make decisions in that is going to impact the productions and also the post sales. So in this kind of information that I just gave you, just try to think what is the best way to use all this information that I just gave you. So now, this is the end. This is the end of the presentation. So now, okay, let me close the window because there is a lot of noise outside. Bueno, so now, according with this information that I just gave, so I will give you more homework just to complete the full information in my platform. Okay. So now, according with you and my notes, so you have already 3 homeworks. That will be homework number 4. With all the information, your data, I'm going to get back in my slides just to see what is the next thing that you're gonna do. According with my slides, I have homework number 3, the one you're going to design a new questionnaire mixing the qualitative and quantitative research, at least 5 questions. But according with the homework number 1, number 2, and number 3, you're going to design a case of study. The case of a study you're going to build in it or make it with information that you gather from homework 1, homework 2, and homework 3. Okay? So you're going to make that, you're going to write this case of study. And after you have written the case of study, you're going to make an analysis, a competitive analysis. What does that mean? So according with the interviews and according with the products or set of the services that you are selecting in homework number 1, so you're going to make a full analysis of all the information that you have, including the case of study. Once you have these things done, so you're going to figure out that you tested in a field. All right, this is homework number 4. Okay, so let me explain you more clearly in this case. Let me stop sharing with you. Let me start with you. Dame un segundito, por favor. Ya estamos aquí. Voy a compartir una hoja en blanco. Denme un momentito, por favor, porque esto me está tardando. No sé por qué está un poquito lento. Pero denme un segundo, por favor. Ahora sí. ¿Ya lo pueden ver? Sí.
Sí, Miss, ya se puede ver.
Ok. Denme. A ver, aquí está. So let me explain you. Okay. Remember that homework one was to fill 5 elements. Now, homework two is the interviews quantitative and qualitative, each one 10 questions. And you have to apply it to 10 persons. Homework number 3 is your questionnaire. Yes, another questionnaire with mixed methods, quantitative and qualitative, and upload it. En este no hay tiempo. Entonces, en la tarea 4, lo que van a hacer es un case of a study using homework 1. Using homework 1. Homework 1, 2, and 3. In this case, still you have to write it. En esta parte necesitan diseñar y escribirlo. Aquí incluye el diseño y escribir el caso de estudio con toda la información. Esto va aquí. Una vez que tengas escrito el caso de estudio, entonces lo que vamos a hacer, bueno, esta es una parte, entonces lo que vamos a hacer con el caso de estudio, vamos a hacer un análisis. Vamos a hacer un análisis de la información. Ahí está escribiendo en español. So we are going to write an analysis. That analysis will include probably information about the product or the service, probably cost information, probably new tendencies of market, new niches, So everything that you observe and make an analysis. But one of the points, the strongest points, is to see what this person says, what this person that you apply these quantitative interviews says about your product or services. So probably we have some statistics in this point. Okay, and in this homework 4, you're going to taste it. Testing. Testing in the field. Well, in this case, this part you will figure out everything. Okay? So that means that means that you are able to improve, well, not to improve, to how can we say this? I know that the information is not going to come by the field, but probably you have to try to figure out everything in order that it appears more real. Okay, no es que lo vayas a inventar completamente, pero tienes que hacer que tenga una secuencia con toda la información que estás haciendo. Tú vas a poner, okay, I already tasted everything on the field and my conclusions or the observation that I have in this moment are this. And then you can write all this information that you receive from this part. So that will be homework number 4. So I don't know if you have any questions. Compañeros, ¿alguna pregunta que tengan?
Everything is okay.
No, teacher, thank you.
No, teacher.
¿Están seguros que no hay preguntas? Entonces, en tarea 4, básicamente, es lo que vamos a hacer. No vamos a hacer otra cosa más que hacer del diseño de nuestro caso de estudio, usando la información de tarea 1, 2 y 3. Hace un momento en la presentación les comentaba que si ustedes gustan, pueden tomar un libro de cualquier libro que sea de negocios, así, pero o inclusive ustedes aquí busquen un capítulo de libro y entonces van a ver que van a encontrar casos de estudio. Y pueden tomar un poquito la estructura que ellos manejan para que ustedes la puedan reproducir, no hay ningún problema. Pero recuérdense que deben de basarse con la información que tienen acá. Esa es la parte que van a hacer en la tarea 4. Después van a hacer el análisis completo de toda la información que recabaron en la parte de la tarea 1 y 2. Seguimos ocupando la tarea 1, 2 y 3. Van a recabar toda esa información. A lo mejor en esta parte ustedes ya tienen las personas encuestadas y entonces ya pueden sacar una estadística, pueden sacar, no sé, información de ahí. Entonces, toda esta información la vamos a poner en un análisis. Entonces, ¿qué quiere decir este análisis? Puede incluir información del producto o servicio en cuanto a las mejoras que quieres hacer, a las innovaciones, acerca del costo, las nuevas tendencias, el nuevo mercado, los nuevos nichos, y a lo mejor algunas estadísticas que van a venir de la parte de la tarea 2 y 3, porque aquí ya la vamos a procesar como nos estaba enseñando, en Excel, para que ustedes tuvieran sus fuentes de información, ¿no? Bueno, una vez que tienen esto, lo vamos a ir trabajando, una vez que tienen esto, bueno, pues ustedes ya con toda esta información van a escribir como los resultados que tuvieron en el campo de prueba. Pues ya tienen el campo de prueba, ¿qué? El campo de prueba de la tarea 2 y 3. Entonces aquí, si quieren, ustedes pueden poner que pueden usar la información de la tarea 2 y tarea 3, porque como son encuestas, tenemos información. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que vas a hacer? Pues aquí con estas tareas 2 y 3, pues a lo mejor ya ni siquiera necesitas inventar nada, porque toda la información está acá. Entonces, cuando tú